Wcso Sports. WCXO Sports, powered by the Union Banner at Union Banner on Facebook. Your sports teams, your community, your radio station. Presents Talknin Sports on Max 96.7. Talknin Sports is powered by Hoffman Supermarket, the only choice for quality meats and friendly service. Talknin Sports is brought to you by Munkin Dodge Chrysler Jeep Nissan in Centralia. Kaskaskia College. The future's yours at Kaskaskia College. Iming Insurance Agency in Carlisle. Farmers State Bank of Hoffman, Central City, and Hoyleton. McKendree University in Lebanon. Ideal Home Solutions in Trenton. Farmers State Bank Insurance Department in Hoffman. Sieber Brothers in Carlisle. 12 Oaks Vineyard in rural Carlisle. And by Becker Jewelers, with locations in Breeze and Highland, and always online at beckerjewelers.com. Here's the host of Talknin Sports, Rip Nottmeyer.
Good evening, everybody. Welcome to Talknin Sports. Rip here in the Carlisle Meat Market Studio on this Wednesday night. Coming up this evening, we're going to talk some football with Highland Bulldogs coach Jim Warnicki after another spectacular season. And then later on, it's off to McKendree for women's soccer coach Tim Strange. They fared pretty well, too. Plus, as always on a Wednesday, we have the Metals Screen Printing and Signs Sports Flashback. But right now, it's time for Scores and Stuff, which is brought to you by Isaac Auto Body in Carlisle. See them for 24-hour towing and collision repair. And lo and behold, on the Tucker Electric guest line from right here in Carlisle, it is James Bainey. James, welcome back.
Evening, Rip. How we doing?
Doing pretty well. It's been too long. I've been absent on my obligations there, but we'll catch up tonight and talk some sports. And in just a sec, do want to get your thoughts before we go to the Cy Youngs, which have just been dished out. What did you think of the World Series is now coming up on, I guess, about 3 weeks ago, but Boston sure did dominate.
Well, it's a different game, and Boston is just fantastic in every aspect, and that's what you pay the big pitchers to do. And you know, I thought it was a very good World Series.
Steve Pearce, I'm not a Red Sox fan at all, but Pearce, I like guys like that who really aren't expected to do. I mean, I know he hit third and played first, but you would have thought it would have been some other names you gathered in that Most Valuable Player award, but he had a terrific 5-game set.
He did. You know, the Red Sox were established. I kind of questioned the Dodgers just kept switching their lineup and those kinds of things the whole series.
Oh, I questioned Dave Roberts, period. I would have fired him. I think he lost one game, which could have led to a second loss, and I think Counsell did the same thing for the Brewers in the National League Series. But anyway, the Red Sox had when you win 108 games, and then they beat the Yankees who claimed 100. Let's see, they had 100, and Houston had 103, didn't they?
Right. Three outstanding teams.
Yeah, for sure. Well, the Cy Young Awards have been doled out. Blake Snell wins in the American League. He's that young lefty from the Rays. Didn't throw a lot of innings. He was effective, though. 21-5 and a 1.89 ERA. And I didn't know that. I read this quickly, but he was 9-2 versus the AL's 5 playoff teams. So he beat the best on a regular basis.
Well, that's, you know, I look at, there's so many good young pitchers, and the way the pitching is, it's a different game where you're just asking your starter twice. That's crazy to me. And
yes.
You know, those are the people that are supposed to be your highest paid players in your team, and you know, they're not asking them to do that. And I don't really like the strategy. You know,
I hate it.
Milwaukee did the same thing, and it wasn't exciting for me. I think Milwaukee's the one that faced one batter,
right.
And they switched.
Right. It's ridiculous. And you in your pitching days, I don't care if it was high school, Leach, you threw 9, you hit 2 home runs a game. That was a normal night for you, James.
Well, you what position are you playing today? And I play pitcher, and you go out and try to pitch the game. You know,
it worked for you all the way through Louisiana Tech, and you were drafted by the Red Sox, weren't you?
Yep. Yep.
My goodness, been a few years back, but what a talent. And speaking of limited innings and such, and Snell only went, well, he was just short of 6 per game, and that's a lot anymore almost, average-wise. But I know Jacob deGrom fashioned a really, really good ERA at 1.70, but he's still, at some point, I still think winning is important until they take it out of that left column on the standings sheet every day. He's just 10-9. I know the team was lousy and so forth, but Scherzer, 18-7, 2.53, led the league in 220 innings, 300 Ks. That's still my guy. I mean, it's a change in all right, James.
Absolutely, and I don't know if it's changing for the better. That's for sure.
I don't think so. Now, I'm not taking anything away from deGrom, but hey, wait till tomorrow. I'll probably get MVP, and then I'll really be mad and fired up. You think that could happen?
I don't think it's going to happen.
Okay.
I'm not sure, but
we can't be sure, but we'll find out in 24 hours. Meanwhile, the managers of the year and the rookies of the year. Let's get to the skippers first, and then we got to get backtrack to your little situation because you know a new guy somewhere. But Oakland's Bob Melvin won in the American. He did a lot. You talk about a no-name team. The A's, they went 97-65. Their payroll was less than $70 million. That's not a lot. A lot of chips these days.
Well, they're winning with young, hungry players, and it's the same way. The players go in and do something, and then they're going to get paid by another team down the road.
Melvin's been good. That's his third Manager of the Year award. He's really been a good skipper. No, I didn't. I did think he won one earlier, but he won 3. And then Council did win, and he had the Brewers had a good regular season. That's what this is all about. He won in the National League. But I know you're really happy about this. The Toronto Blue Jays have hired a former collegiate teammate of yours as their new leader, Charlie Montoyo. Yeah,
I texted a little bit with Charlie, and Charlie was an outstanding player, and gosh, he had just came to the United States, I guess, a year or two before, and went to a junior college out in California, and he was also knew, the Alou brothers. We had a kid named Matty Rojas that was one of the Alou's brothers.
Really?
Yeah, and somehow in their rip, I think some of the Latin people take their mother's maiden name.
Okay.
So that's why he was Rojas. But Charlie was a heck of a player, and a heck of a competitor, and he played second base for us. And my first year as a student coach, he hit a walk-off home run against LSU, a 3-run homer that ended the game. And but he was a front foot hitter and a really, really tough player and a slick fielder. And he's been in minor league baseball ever since. I followed him. He was with AAA with Durham Bulls.
Yes.
Who we all relate to for a number of years. And then he got into the Tampa organization and did some big league stuff probably the last 5 years. And I, got that job, and it's pretty exciting, pretty cool. But I believe the Cardinals AAA guy, Stubby Clapp, was up for that job.
Yeah, and I didn't know anything about Charlie and your relationship, but that's who I was pulling for, and I thought he was going to get it. He's a Toronto area native, and he's had 2 incredible seasons at Memphis, and I was really hoping for him. Didn't happen. Charlie, that's great, especially since I know your situation now. So Charlie was 2 years after you, 1 year out, or did you play with him 1 year too? Or?
I did play with him.
Yeah,
we played together. My senior year would have been his junior year, I believe. And
that's it.
Our shortstop at that time was a guy named Jeff Richardson, and he went by Whitey. And Whitey got to the big leagues with the Reds.
Okay.
Started about 60 games one season when I think Barry Larkin might have been a rookie. And
oh wow!
Got shut down about 2/3 of the way, halfway through the season, and Whitey got to play, I think, start 60 games or so for the Reds. That was way back in the Marge Schott era.
Oh, yeah, Marge Schott. And I do believe there was someone by the name of Frank Colston on that La Tech team, too.
Yeah, Frankie was a catcher and played a little bit in the outfield, but was one of our mainstay hitters as well.
Yeah, fantastic. Love going to Frank's Place, Frank's Corner Kitchen, and he still tells some great stories. In fact, your name came up about 2 weeks ago there, James, but it was all good, of course. Baseball memories.
Well, that's why you play. Part of why you play, and you remember those things, and you remember people is what you do.
So, but you still keep in touch. You always did with Charlie, huh?
Well, not so much. Just when it happened, I shot a message to him, and he sent me one back, and we've kind of reconnected, I guess. And not only just he and I, but several of the people that were on that team have kind of connected in the last several weeks.
Good deal. Well, hopefully he keeps you in mind. He might need a good pitching or hitting coach in the next year or two, all right? So
I
keep nudging him.
Rip, real quick, another guy that the Schnitker guy from
Brian,
Atlanta. He actually played at the University of New Orleans before I got down there.
I didn't realize he was at New Orleans.
Yeah. But the Schnitker guy he's part of this book. I believe it's called One Shot at Forever. And it's when he was in high school in Illinois type of thing. Just a shout out there.
Yeah, and he was a real lifer too. Do you know Brad Ripplemar from Valmar in Columbia area?
Yeah.
Okay, because that was his minor league coach, I think, or manager. One of his first ones when he was in the Braves organization. Schnitker was. Yeah, he goes back a while. So man, a lot of ties there for sure. And as we move along, the rookies of the year, Ohtani and also Ronald Acuna Jr. Both excellent players. I was just sorry to see Ohtani. I thought he was a breath of fresh air. Pitches, hits.
Absolutely. Yeah. I think the American League is still way different as far as how they approach the game than the National League. I still can see it, and you got to manage a little bit different with that pitcher in the lineup. But, you go back to watching the American League game, and it's almost like everybody's just waiting for that 3-run home run.
Yes, more than ever, I believe. So, will the Cardinals happen to latch on to any big-name free agent, or do you even want them to, or what would be your plan? Harper, the money keeps going up, at least right now, in the early negotiations.
I don't know if they can afford him. I think he's the best player out there.
Definitely.
Machado is got talent, but I don't think he's St. Louis type of player.
I don't think he fits in a lot of places. I already saw where the Yankees are not too. I know a lot of that's talk, but the stuff about I don't hustle all the time, and he's a little whacked.
Well, I think some of the running down the first baseline and the first baseman issues.
Yep.
Wow, that's on the stage where the world can see, and it wasn't like he was, messing around or anything like that. I think there was definitely intent there he was frustrated, and it got the better of him.
Yeah, it's going to really pick up after Thanksgiving, I suppose, first week or two of December when the winter meetings start. It's going to really get rolling there, I guess. The Illini have, they weren't cruising last night. They lost to Georgetown 88-80. I went to search for that game, and next thing I knew, it was 12:30 in the morning. I fell asleep.
I watched the game last night.
Must have been a good game.
It was a good game, and Illinois led for most of the game and gave up the lead. I think they played without their point guard, but, I watched and seen the one guy that, freshman at Georgetown, Mac McClung. He's one of these kids that put everything out there, I guess, when he was in high school. And,
okay.
You have to look that name up, Rip, if you don't know it.
Okay, no, I don't know. At least this apparently I should, but he was one of four players in twin figures for the Hoyas. Of course, Illinois had 5 in, but must have been a pretty good ball game because the Illini just down by 2 at the half and lost by 8.
Absolutely. I think Illinois is young as well, and it was a very highly contested game.
Yep, I'll see them. I'm just starting to watch a little hockey. I'll break in some college hoops here pretty soon, along with college basketball. Southern got beat last night by Buffalo, 62-53. Buffalo's ranked 25th in the country now. They beat West Virginia a week or so ago, and that was in the NCAA tournament when they knocked off Arizona, I think, last year, wasn't it?
I think so.
Yeah.
I think so.
People say Buffalo, and immediately the jokes and the laughs, but no, they're good. And SLU won another ball game, so good for them. Are you checking out the Blues at all? I actually watched my first game in its entirety Sunday afternoon, so not doing too bad.
I'm not a hockey guy. I don't watch the Blues, and I know everybody's kind of screaming that they're underperforming, but I think they're right at 500 is what their record is, and everybody's expecting more.
Yeah, they're last in the Central, and really there's only one team worse than them. A few teams have 15 points. The Kings are worse as far as the whole league, but the Blues have also played less than a lot of teams too. But they have the Chicago Blackhawks tonight, and that puck drops at 7 o'clock at the United Center. Of course, they have a new coach. They got rid of a surefire Hall of Famer, a second winningest coach in league history in Joel Quenneville, and they haven't won since they got rid of him. They weren't doing too good with him, but boy, he's gonna draw a lot of looks, and real soon Quenneville is. The Blues fired him years ago. They never should have gotten rid of him.
I think so. I think he won 3 Stanley Cups.
Right.
Is that correct?
You got it.
Chicago, and who knows? He had to get into it with somebody, whether it was the players or the management.
That's usually the way. And they still owe him $6 million this year and $6 million next year. So who's going to get the last laugh on this one?
Sure.
Yeah. College football, that's taken over as far as the gridiron level for me. The pros I've pretty much docked for a few different reasons. But anyway, Illinois is having another struggling year, and I don't think much of Lovie Smith at all.
Well, he hasn't got the players, and I look at why is one team so much better in the college game that just looks like it's a different level.
Alabama,
yeah, those teams, and even some of the teams in the West, they can gain yardage and they can throw the ball and they can run an offense, and the Illini can't put it together for any stretch of time. It's helter-skelter basketball is the way I look at it.
Yeah, they have another crack this week at Iowa's not having a banner year exactly either, so who knows. Missouri hanging around a little bit. The Dogs, SIU had a really bad year. They expect some good stuff, but they've only won 2 games, so have some area players on that team. Always like to see them do well, but it's not happening. Speaking of coaches, Bobby Petrino got the axe at Louisville, so I'm sure he's financially set. Well, he's pretty crazy. Who knows with Petrino, but he's had a wild ride in college. And when he went to the pros, what did he do? Coach 10 games and just flat quit all of a sudden. He's a character. Now this, I tell you, we got a minute or two left with James Baney. As far as the NFL, Le'Veon Bell, he just sat. He's done. He left $14.5 million on the table. He's a flaming idiot as far as I'm concerned.
Well, I don't think much of it either, and I thought he would definitely come back.
Yes.
But he's paying an awful price to get his point across.
I know it.
Just doesn't, gosh, can he help that team win? Yeah. Is he better? But he's given the other guy, I'm not sure of the name there.
Connor, yeah,
big
James.
Opportunity.
And he's done real well.
Sure.
I think he's third or fourth in the league in rushing, James Conner. So, and now Bell will be a year older, 27. I know he had the year off. He's also had an injury problem or two. I don't really wish injuries on anybody, but I would laugh a whole bunch if he hurt himself in that basketball league this winter and couldn't play next season.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, but these guys just drive me up. I would never. I don't care. I would never sign this guy.
Well, that's whether it's maybe the rules are broken there. That's the way that I look at it. And is he trying to change the rules, or is he just upset with Pittsburgh? And he's the franchise player, right? Yeah,
maybe they'll win without him. They're doing all right, so who knows? Who knows? Hey, finally, golf. It's taking a little dive here in this cold, and you might have to use a large orange ball tomorrow, possibly.
Well, I'll tell you what, if you can brave it, come on out. But it's been cold, and we had 2 weekends in a row where we had scheduled events, our Chili Open, and we did play both events, but boy, our field was smaller, and gosh, the weather. It's hard to think it's winter already.
Yeah.
And,
So when was the Chili Open? So it was within the last 2 weeks, or?
yeah, the last 2 Sundays, the 4th and the 11th, I guess, and we had rain and wind the first weekend, and, and very cold.
That's
cold
the stuff
Sunday,
that's really
so.
rotten. The rain and wind, yeah, when it's definitely so. And again, James is out at Governor's Run Golf Club, just down the strip from here, at Max 96.7. Okay, James, I guess we got to fall back. We sure appreciate you coming on tonight. We'll be in touch.
All right, Rip. Thank you.
And tell Charlie to put your name on the list, okay, on the short list?
Absolutely.
Okay, and I'll take a small cut later. All right, see you, James.
All right, thanks.
James Bainey from Governor's Run and Carlisle. And that Scores and Stuff, brought to you by Isaac Auto Body in Carlisle. See them for 24-hour towing and collision repair. And yeah, James could walk right in, step right in, and do the job as a pitching coach, even as a hitting coach. You would talk about a two-way player. A timeout is due. And then it's Jim Warnicki and Tim Strange with the flashback as well.
Hey, it's Bill on the road from Mornings with Scott and Casey. You hear me talking each week about travel, and one of my favorite things about driving across America is finding great food. And lucky for you, Mama's on the Hill in St. Louis is a super easy road trip destination. Authentic Italian favorites like baked lasagna, spaghetti, and tortellini, thin crust St. Louis-style pizza, and yes, Mama's on the Hill is the birthplace of toasted ravioli. Check out their menu online at mamasonthehill.com. Mama's on the Hill, on the Hill in St. Louis.
Farmers State Bank is dedicated to the communities they serve. They've been making home loans for over 100 years. They are and will continue to be a strong, steady, common-sense leader that's always focused on what's best for you and the community. And remember, Farmers State Bank has loan professionals standing by to assist you in making the right decision for your needs. That's Farmers State Bank of Hoffman, Central City, and Hoyleton. An equal housing lender, member FDIC, NMLS number 404955.
We are Best One, the best tires, the best customer service, the best automotive service, the best team, and the best customers. You see, Best One isn't just our name, it's who we are. Since 1948, Best One has been delivering quality and dependable tires and full-service automotive care to our customers. Best One, selling tires, serving people. We are Best One. Gobble up the savings today only at Best One Tire and Service. Save $60 instantly when you buy 4 eligible Firestone tires. Increase your savings to $100 when using your Best One credit card account. That's right, save $60 instantly when you buy 4 eligible Firestone tires. Increase it to $100 when using your Best One credit card. Offer applies to retail purchases on select Firestone tires. Offers end November 30th. Visit your local Best One location for details. Certain restrictions apply. Subject to credit approval. Gobble up the savings at Best One Tire and Service. 13912 Best One Drive in Breeze. We are Best One, selling tires, serving people.
Remember what it was like to expect the unexpected?
I never realized it was so complex.
Guess what? The feeling's back.
You're on Max.
Welcome back, everyone. Rip here in the Carlisle Meat Market Studio. Let's turn our attention to that Tucker Electric guest line again. This time, up to Highland we go for Bulldogs football coach Jim Warnicki. Jim, welcome back.
Hey, Rip. Thanks for having me on the show.
And congratulations on another exemplary year. Obviously, you wanted to push further, but you must have been stopped by a high-level team Saturday.
Yeah, it was a rushing attack, power running attack that we've never really seen before, something quite like that.
Well, I saw were their two main guys in the backfield combined for 8 scores and over 500 rushing yards. Yeah, it's a couple of power kids there.
Yeah, they were impressive, and even more impressive was for the front line, the guys they had blocking for them, and they were,
I bet,
pretty deeply committed to running the ball against us. I think out of 61 plays, they ran 57 times.
Wow.
Most of that without a receiver in the game, and we just, at the end of the day, you tip your hat to them. We really had no answer to it, and that's generally not something that comes out of our mouth as a staff. We've been together for quite a while, but it was tough to compete against.
So they weren't full of any surprises. They went. That line must have had some size to it, huh, Jim?
Yeah, it did, Rip. We faced some size in the past with the Effingham team that was real big last year and a QND team in the playoffs, but Yeah, they were at a level that and they look really good on film. But we got tough kids and warriors on our side, and we knew they were going to give everything they could, and they did.
You bet.
It just wasn't quite enough at the end of the day.
Joliet Catholic was the winner, 55-21, but you were close to the first half. You were 2 touchdowns behind, but Joliet did own that. They turned up the heat in the third quarter.
Yeah. I thought really the backbreaker a little bit for us going into half was, that last one they put in right before half. I think there was a pass interference call. It was somewhat questionable. And then a real good screen call on their end. And then, their quarterback toss went up in the air. It's 9 times out of 10, Sam Laporta or one of our other secondary guys knocks it down. It just happened to find a way into the hands of the receiver, and they were able to punch one in there with less than 10 seconds left. And that put up 2 scores, and then they came out of half with the ball in the second half and scored a quick one, and that made it a 3-score game. And our offense didn't give up. We kept answering. Our defensive guys did everything, but it was a tough one.
Those early scores, especially those late scores, but yeah, they remain with you. They're stingers.
Yeah, and bottom line too, Rip. They got. I think they had 2 guys going both ways. We've got our quarterbacks playing inside linebacker. Our starting tailback Brady Feldman's playing inside linebacker. Our Mike was pretty beat up that game. So not making excuses, but when it's just a matter of you look at film, especially when I got home, and you could see we just ran out of gas in that second half. That was pretty evident.
It all comes into play, which kind of reminds me, and you can mention what you want or not, but do you have an opinion or you want to give one? Is it not because you lost to this particular Catholic school, but do you have any thoughts on private schools and their own state tournaments? I know they do it down in Texas. I'm sure a couple of other places. There seems to be that advantage, right? Or especially in football, Rip. To me, it seems that really comes into play on the gridiron than anything else.
Sure, they have the multiplier where they'll put a little formula onto their school enrollment, and bump them up a couple classes or accordingly. But we lost to Rochester last year in the semifinals, and the year before that to Metamora. Those are public schools, and they're a little easier to take. With this one, heck, and we got a town of 10,000. And Joliet's 145,000. You pull in the surrounding areas, and they're probably recruiting some of the best football players out of 300,000-400,000 people.
Unbelievable.
So that's tough to compete against.
It's large to draw from, definitely.
Yeah. But at the end of the day, it's been like that before we played JCA, and it's gonna. I don't see it changing. So at the end of the day, as a staff and as a program, we got to find ways to beat those power running teams. You get a couple more kids out here and there, and get a little more depth in certain areas, so we can be successful. I mean, our ultimate goal is to win a state championship. So you can moan and complain all you want about it, but if it's not going to change, you got to find another way around it. You can't just say at the end of the road, just say, hey, well, they're a Catholic school. I mean, you've got to find a way to do it. So if there's a way, we'll find it. I trust my staff and the kids playing this program. We'll get it. Everything's a learning experience.
Yeah, and I'm just thinking it may happen sometime. I've even heard about 7-on-7 football because some of the teams or schools are without depth, without numbers anymore.
Yeah, it's really hurt everyone. It's not. I mean, we were a clear-cut example of that. We went to semifinals last year, Rip, and we had our smallest number of players in our program since I've been here 8 years ago. It's happened in the Edwardsvilles, and I was talking to your coach, a real nice guy, Coach Jaworski, for Joliet. And, he's talking about classes coming in of 45 freshmen and 50 freshmen. I mean, that's just I don't know. It must not be affecting them much up there.
Makes you jealous.
Yeah.
No, I just wanted to maybe get a stroke or two from you there. I mean, I do. The multiplier, I think that's very reasonable, and it's somewhat of an equalizer. But when you have 140, 100,000, 150,000 plus, and it really takes it to another degree.
I'll tell you, I'll tell you too, Rip, is that I know Illinois is the largest state in the country that still operates under this system of having Catholic and private and public together.
Oh, okay.
I know that's something that they're pretty proud about, but I mean, shoot, I think 4 of the teams on Joliet Catholic schedule this year, because they entered the playoffs 5-4, 4 of them are still in the semifinal or still involved at different levels. So it's yeah.
Well, all of that aside, tremendous, and you win your first 11 games, including a pair of playoff games too. And you did, you racked up the point totals.
Yeah, everything starts up front. We had returning tackles coming back from last year. They were juniors, and the other guys inside that pulled their weight and started up there. And what a year Jack Etter had, Brady Feldman, Sam Laporta. Those are the 3 stat monsters that everybody looks at, and their names are in the headlines. But man, we had a real strong senior class all together, all the way through, and just very proud of them. Very proud of how they raised the bar at Highland football in their 3 years at the varsity level, and I'm going to really miss them guys.
Etter almost 3,000 yards, 6'2", 180. That's good. And Laporta, I remember him from last year when we talked to you, Jim. You've got him measured at 6'4", 215, 19 touchdown receptions, over 21 yards per reception. Yeah, and you have plenty of other guys, but those 3 are that's the definite core that made it all tick.
Yeah, I'll tell you what, Rip. I mean, the way that I've had a lot. And you try not to have a short-term memory. It's easy to do sometimes, but those 3 young men. I'll tell you what. I've coached a lot of tremendous athletes, tremendous people. Those 3. It's hard to recall 3 individuals on a team that compete at a level in which those 3 do, and there's no stage too big. I mean, right up to the end, you saw those 3 guys willing their team to try to make that comeback, and that's the things you remember.
And Laporta, I know he plays basketball. Who's going to play football out of those 3 and or more in college?
I believe all 3 of them are.
Okay.
Sam's still kind of up in the air. I know Bowling Green contacted me just 2 days ago.
Really?
He's got about 9 or 10 offers, though, at the D1 level right now. So I think it's just trying to find the right fit, and, he wants to play at the highest level. I think Brady Feldman's going to definitely play, and then Jack as well. It's just a matter of finding the right spot. We probably got about 2 or 3 more of that senior class, Rip, they're going to go and play football at the next level. I know Brayton Moss, our fullback, will. So
I don't doubt it. Yeah, Feldman, too. His statistics, 1,200-plus yards, nearly 9 yards per carry, 23 touchdowns. So that's a lot of but you had to have some guys on defense, too. I mean, those point totals, some of those 49, 68, 44, 47, 56, you name it, but you also limited the other teams to scoring, and so some guys had to do a good job on that side of the ball as well.
In my mind, Rip, the best defensive unit as a whole that we've ever had.
Goodness.
That's saying an awful lot with past ones that we've had, but they were. And the offense gets a lot of attention in the headlines and newspapers, as you said. But we had one of the best defenses in the whole area this year. And I'm an offensive guy, but extremely proud. I enjoy my Friday nights sitting at home and getting to watch them guys on the video, because I don't get to watch a whole lot on Friday at the game. So it's neat to watch them guys operate. And Coach Rolfe, our DC, does a hell of a job with them guys.
Well, the opposition rarely got over 14 points against you. So 5-0 in the conference, 11-1 on the season. The Mississippi Valley. Hey, you had a new coach. How'd things go for? I know Jerseyville made the playoffs. We're well aware of Rick Johns from his days here at Westland.
Yeah, it was kind of the running joke this year in the MVC that going back to the 90s, where everybody's running, double wing and we haven't been used to that in the MVC in a couple of years. But we enjoyed having Rick. He's obviously his pedigree and what he's accomplished, Hall of Fame coach at some point, and we were all very happy to have him join the conference, and he's going to do a good job of turning Jerseyville around, no doubt.
Well, you certainly did that. How many years for you now at Highland as far as being the head coach?
I think this is 8.
Number 8.
I think it's hard to keep track. I don't know how them guys when they're 20, 30 years in remember all that stuff.
They just make stuff
up. About 8. Right.
but to the state playoffs a number of times. And how many conference championships under your tenure?
I think we've won 5 out of the last 6.
5 out of 6.
We've won, yeah.
Somebody slid in there, huh? Triad?
Yeah. That was when Garrett Marty got hurt, our All-State quarterback from last year, and Sam Laporta actually had to come in as a freshman in that rivalry game.
Wow, all right.
And we almost pulled it off. But
well, the resume is quite strong, and I'm sure the fans were glad to go along for the ride over there. So, hey, Jim, appreciate your time again. Hope you have another successful 2019.
I appreciate that, Rip. Take care.
Okay, you too. Jim Warnicki of the Highland Bulldogs. Thanks to him, and so far to James Bainey. And still to come, it's Tim Strange on women's soccer. Ahead of that, though, we're going to flash back after these important messages. Listen and come back. If you're looking for Nissan quality, be sure to check out what Munkin Dodge Chrysler Jeep Nissan and Centralia has to offer. Munkin's has the entire field covered with a great lineup of Nissans, including Maximas, Altimas, and Sentras, SUVs and crossovers, and Titan and Frontier trucks. And you can relax when you shop Munkin's because you know you're getting the better deal every time, along with terrific service after the sale. For your Nissan, log on to Munkin1.com, or better yet, visit Munkin Dodge Chrysler Jeep Nissan in person, Route 161 West in Centralia.
Moving forward requires taking that first step. And when it comes to your future, your first step should be Kaskaskia College. With more than 50 degrees and 100 certificate programs, Kaskaskia College can prepare you for a great career, your next promotion, or set you on your educational path. Life is too short to wait. Take your first step to success with Kaskaskia College. Learn more today. Call 545-3040 or kaskaskia.edu.
Insuring your home and auto with Pekin Insurance equals a sizable discount. Farmers State Bank Insurance Department may save you as much as 30% on homeowners premiums and up to 15% on auto premiums if you insure both with Pekin Insurance. Call Farmers State Bank Insurance Department at 495-2965 for details about multi-policy discounts and learn what beyond the expected coverage and savings are all about.
Not a deposit, not FDIC insured, not insured by any federal government agency, not guaranteed by the bank, may go down in value.
If you love quality handcrafted wines, visit 12 Oaks Vineyard in rural Carlisle. You'll enjoy the fruit flavors of their wines while relaxing in a beautiful country setting with family and friends. The Reserve Wine List humbly wears the label of the grapes grown in the family-owned vineyard. 12 Oaks Vineyard is open for tastings from 1 until 6 every Saturday and Sunday, or by appointment at 594-7459. 12 Oaks Vineyard at 18975 Vogel Road, just 3 miles south of Carlisle, and at 12oaksvineyard.com.
Do you mind if I turn on the radio?
The music is great, and it doesn't cost anything.
It's Max 96.7.
Hello again, everybody. Rip here in the Carlisle Meat Market Studio on this Wednesday, the midweek edition, every Monday and Wednesday, 6 to 7, Saturday mornings, 9 to 10. Good to catch up with Jim Warnicki in back-to-back years. They've got quite a team up at Highland. The time is 6:39. That time drop shows up courtesy of Zarin Funeral Home right here in Carlisle. Let's flash back.
It's Flashback.
Get ready to flash back with the Meadow Screen Printing and Signs Sports Flashback. Meadow Screen Printing and Signs on Broadway in Trenton. Call 224-7374.
This is from August 15th of this very year. It's softball's Ella Palm, along with her dad, Coach Mike. Ella, she was a catcher for the Illinois Force 14 and under team this summer. That unit placed third in the USA National Tournament. What's your strong suit behind the dish there, Ella?
Probably blocking.
Blocking?
Mm-hmm.
Kind of important. Now you can save some runs there.
Yeah.
Even keep the double play in order. Keep the kid from going from first to second and so forth. But so what do you need? Did you hit well? Did you have a good?
Yes, I did hit very well.
In the tournament or just overall period? Everything for the season?
In the beginning of the season, I could say I kind of struggled a little bit, and I started working really hard towards nationals and state, and that's where I got my job done.
How about 400? I know you're in for the wins, but since the season's over.
She hit well. She really she's our cleanup hitter, for this team. I mean, she hits the ball with
authority.
Really, really well towards the end of the year. And
you couldn't wait to get up to the plate, right?
Yeah.
That's when things are going well. So that was probably the same thing about every AB for, and that's good. So, but all these tryouts, hey, were you automatically on this team? You were on the, or did you have to?
No, I had to try out.
And that's crazy, too, because I got it's a small list, but all athletes will be evaluated, timed in the following year. They put you through the paces there a little bit, don't they?
Yes. We had our tryout this year was from 9 to 5.
From 9 to 5, 3 days, or, I don't know.
No, just one day.
Oh, just
on Sunday.
all one day.
Yes.
You got it all. How many did try out for the force? 4-year, 14 and under?
I think we just we were making 2 teams.
That's true.
So I don't really know how many girls tried out. There are many, though.
There are many.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of them, but few are taken in.
If it has been a long time since you've been to the dentist, you need to know you're not alone. For some, past experiences make it impossible to pick up the phone and call. Others are embarrassed because it has been so long. Hi, I'm Dr. Casey Santel, a general dentist from Breeze, Illinois, who sedates patients with pills. I believe in listening to our patients and finding workable solutions to problems they have without making them feel guilty or putting them down. Please call me, Dr. Casey Santel, at Breeze Dental Care at 526-2020 to schedule an appointment where sedation dentistry is an option for you to take care of your teeth without anxiety.
Are you looking for a happy dental home? Dr. Draghi and Dr. Santel are in-network providers with many insurance companies and have what you are looking for. New patients welcome and most emergencies seen immediately. Get back on the right track to good dental health with Breeze Dental Care. Call 526-2020. That's 526-2020.
Planning a remodel or building a new home? Ideal Home Solutions in Trenton can get you started. Ideal Home Solutions has quartz, granite, solid surface, and laminate, with granite starting at just $49 per square foot. Ideal Home Solutions proudly sells Haas cabinets and specializes in custom showers, any size to fit your space. From tubs, whirlpools, vanity tops, windowsills, you're covered. Schedule a free in-home estimate today, 224-2500, or see their showroom at 102 West Broadway in Trenton.
HSHS St. Joseph's Hospital in Breeze proudly accepts most health insurance plans to better serve your health care needs. With every emergency we care for, every illness we treat, and every baby we deliver, we'll help make sure you get the care you need. Selecting health insurance can be difficult, but choosing a facility is simple. Select St. Joseph's Breeze. We've got you covered. Learn more at stjoebreeze.com/enroll.
Welcome to our music warehouse. Lucky you're not the one who has to refile all these CDs. Playing everything.
You've got Max 96.7.
This is Rip alongside in the Carlisle Meat Market Studio for the Wednesday night edition of Talking Sport. I'm not sure about Saturday yet, but we shall be here between 9 and 10, trying to juggle a few things and get that roster set for Saturday and Monday and beyond, and we will do that. Isaac Rental Property in Carlisle steps in now because they want to remind you to stay tucked near that radio. Talking Sports returns in a jiffy with Tim Strange from McKendree.
Need insurance? Insurance you can really count on? If so, turn to Dan Imming at Imming Insurance Agency in Carlisle. Dan and his staff will provide you with the insurance coverage and service you deserve. Whether it's auto, home, life, health, or commercial, your choices aren't limited either. Imming Insurance Agency represents many outstanding companies, so get covered by the best. Call Imming Insurance Agency at 594-4536 or stop by 589 9th Street in Carlisle. Imming Insurance Agency, a proud supporter of Clinton County sports.
Seaver Brothers has what you're looking for. Take a spin with Seaver Brothers and drive home in your new or pre-owned Dodge, Chrysler, Jeep, or Dodge truck today. Let Seaver Brothers give you the car buying experience that no other dealership can offer. Seaver Brothers stands behind their products and also has an outstanding service department with qualified technicians to keep your vehicles running strong. Stop by Seaver Brothers, 811 Washington Street in Carlisle, or call 594-2624 for your next Seaver Brothers sales associate.
McKendree University is a great place to continue your sports career. It's also a great place to continue your education. McKendree offers a wide range of degrees, including master's degrees in business, nursing, education, and professional counseling. If you'd like, you can access McKendree's quality education through the flexibility of online degrees. To learn more about McKendree, log on to McKendreeOnline.com or call 1-800-BEARCAT. McKendree University is ready when you are.
Your future is now with Central Illinois Truck Service. Hi, this is Perry Stanfa. We are looking for new team members, over-the-road hopper bottom and in-dump drivers, plus diesel mechanics. Apply today. Central Illinois Truck Service offers excellent paid health benefits, a good, stable, family-owned company. To apply, call Eva now at 664-2646 or stop by Central Illinois Truck Service, 1713 East Bowman Drive, Greenville, Illinois.
We tell you our music library contains an embarrassment of riches. Except nothing embarrasses us. Playing everything.
This is Max 96.7.
Here we go, everybody. We're ready for one more block from the Carlisle Meat Market studio. Let's tangle the Tucker Electric guest line, or untangle it maybe, for McKendree women's soccer coach Tim Strange. Tim, welcome back.
Thank you very much. Thanks for having me.
Hey, I know you'd love to be prepping for another match, but you offered another very good season despite being clipped by Ferris State Thursday.
Yeah, they were a tough team. They play in that the GMAC conference, and they're very good. They'll have a tough opponent come out this weekend with Grand Valley State, who's also in our region.
Did you play Ferris State last year at some point? I remember seeing that name, but I'm not sure if it was associated with soccer.
No,
okay.
I think they're pretty productive in a lot
sports.
of different sports, basketball and football as well.
Oh, okay. Well, they nudged your Bearcats 2-0, and they found the back of the net pretty early in that match, didn't they?
Yeah, they're a solid team. I think we're still growing in the NCAA a little bit and trying to find our feet when you get to that first round, but we're super proud of the girls to have that accomplishment, to get into the tournament for 3 years in a row, which is huge for us. So we're excited about that, and we'll keep trying to grow and do the things that we need to do to compete at that next level.
No, that's incredible at this D2 level. It is tough, and again, whatever the sport may be. In this match, though, Tim, it was just one love early. Did you have quite a few chances? I know you were outshot, but did you have some quality chances?
Yeah, I think we played well in the beginning, and then as top teams typically do, they wear you down a little bit. So they got a late one against us, and then we just tried to hang on and get some opportunities, and we pushed at the end. And my thought is always, if we're going to lose 2-0 or 3-0 or 4-0, I'm okay with that, but I'm not okay with not putting an effort out there that's going to give us an opportunity to win the game.
I understand that. Your goalie must have really kept you in that contest.
She is dynamite. We actually just found out today that she made first team all region, which means that she'll get some All-American votes as well. So we're excited, and she is a junior goalkeeper, and she has started every game that she's been for us for a freshman, Zoe Brochu.
Zoe, yeah, fantastic. That is good. She's reaping some awards then. But, yeah, so 3 straight trips to the national tournament. And over that 3-year span now, 1-3, 2-3. What is your record, Tim?
Yeah, I think we're 2-3.
2-3.
So we're
okay.
We're doing well. And that first year we were able to get that win. And it's difficult, but it's exciting to see those players do the things that they're doing and get those accolades and things like that. So I'm more excited. We went on with the season looking to win the regular season conference, and we have never done that in the past at McKendree, and this is the first year that we've done that. So we've won the tournament the last couple years, but we're hoping to make some strides and win those games again at that level.
But playing in 3 consecutive NCAA, I mean, you haven't been in D2 soccer for very long. You haven't even headed up the program that long, have you, Tim?
No, when we were in the NAI days, we were going to national tournaments all the time.
Right.
When we made the transition to NCAA, our goal was to get in 5 years, and it was our second year we were in, and then the next year we took off, and then 3 years in a row now. So 4 out of the 5 years straight into the NCAA Division II is just all commend to the girls. They've done an incredible job.
That is productive, and but yeah, you gotta have a leader too, and you're doing that. I know you've got some super assistants too. Maybe get to them a little bit later on. But yeah, the Great Lakes Valley Conference, you did win that. You tabbed that regular season again. You got clipped though in that tournament, and that can happen. And you just played Rockhurst. I don't know, a week or so earlier, right? But they nailed you this time 2-0.
Yeah, exactly. We came in to the Rockhurst game knowing that if we had a chance to win that, we'd win the regular season. And for women's soccer, sometimes you show up and sometimes you don't. But we came out into the Rockhurst game and we were super beat up. So It was actually for us a little bit of a blessing to give us a break going into the national tournament, because I think we had a shot knowing that we were going to get in pretty much. They expanded the NCAA tournament from 48 to 56, so we knew we were going to get in. It was one of those deals, so we were just happy to have some rest and give us an opportunity to win that Ferris State game, but unfortunately ran into a very tough team.
Well, you have a very tough schedule every year, in and out of league play. Who do you think maybe was there a marquee victory during the regular campaign? And how, by the way, I know Lewis and Clark is always it's a JUCO powerhouse. I've seen him play over here at Kaskaskia. How'd that exhibition match go early?
Yeah, Tim Rooney over there, I've known forever. Actually, Tim, I won't show his age, but coached me when I was back in the day. So, we've had some great games. He's got a great team. Actually, they're heading down to the national tournament starting here in a couple days. But it was a great match. It's an exhibition. Everybody's trying to figure out what they have and what they don't have. So the score does not probably relevant of what it would be at the end of the season. But it's a great situation, and we get to see those teams, and we also get to see those players, because we will recruit some of those players.
That's true too. Get a up close look. And your only in-season defeats were, I guess, Bellarmine, right? And I think I saw Maryville, Truman State. Those two did come a little late in the season. Were you concerned a little bit? I mean, they were just 1 and 2 goal victories, I guess. But
yeah, not really. Again, we got beat up for some reason this year, and I don't know. It just depends. The Quincy game was huge for us, and going in there, and actually my former assistant was moved into the head coaching job there, so it was a big win for us. And then we just needed to get healthy, and we actually weren't able to do that completely until Ferris, and then they were just above level for us.
9-3-1 in the GLVC, 13-5-1 overall. But talk about a couple of other young ladies as far as who had the steadiest years, maybe offensively. We talked about that goalkeeper a little bit.
Yeah, I would say our top player and players probably in the back. We held teams most of the time to 0 goals, and that's due to the goalkeeper and our center backs. And Anna Hanger did a great job for us, a local girl. Sydney Markowski, a St. Louis girl. Jane Skaggs, by far the MVP for us, but that was the one player that really got beat up after the Quincy game.
Oh, okay.
And Jane is a St. Charles girl, and she was actually a transfer from Lewis and Clark.
Oh, there you go.
But 2 years for us, and just a top-level player. Probably could have played at the next level, but her sister played for us, and then we had some great connections there with Lewis and Clark, and she was able to come in and do some stellar things. We lost Sydney Carroll, who was our leading scorer the last 2 years, to an ACL last spring. So we didn't have her this year, and we didn't really have a big-time goal scorer this year, and we were still able to win some of those games that we probably weren't supposed to win.
Yeah, it was all balanced, wasn't it? 4 goals, a lot with 2 and so forth. But everybody got into the act. And Skaggs, so she is a senior there, and she's definitely that's an all-league performer, right?
Yeah, she was an all-conference kid, and we're gonna miss her a bunch. She's gonna be hard to replace. I say it every year, but
it's
these
true.
kids that yeah, it is. It's just a revolving door, and they work hard and they're great players, and so what we have to do is actually we had just signing day today, so we had 5 new very good recruits signed today, and we're excited to move on and get ready for next fall. So it'll come around quick as usual.
All that recruiting, and I definitely, before I let you go, I want to bring up Rachel Ford's name out of Westland. Of course, she's from our near area. Always proud of those guys and gals.
Absolutely. Rachel did a great job for us. She's just a workhorse kid, great kid. Scored a couple big goals for us and saw a lot more time this year. So, again, we love the local kids, and I talk local in St. Louis metropolitan area.
Right.
And, we bring in a ton of kids, but Rachel worked and worked and worked for the 4 years, so we commend her work and very proud of her as well.
Yeah, I'm glad she found the back of the net a couple of times. I know she was quite a stick here for Westland in the previous 4 seasons, I guess. So, yeah, so she's here, and you talk about the St. Louis metro area and so forth. But you go else. In fact, you have at least one Canadian and a German on your team this year.
Yeah, we do. Carl Engel is our German wingback for us. Incredible player. And then Zoe, the goalkeeper, is actually a Canadian girl. So,
Zoe's okay. Yeah.
Yeah, she's a Canadian. So we get a couple. We have a New Zealand girl who's a freshman this year. So we'll expect big things out of her. And, but you mix those players with the local players, and they seem to just love it. So it's a great opportunity for them.
You sound about like that hockey team, man. They've got them from all over the world, don't they?
Yeah, we don't do that whole world thing, but we got a few here and there that are very good. So we're excited about it.
But you'll have some good building blocks. You've got them for next year already in place.
We do. We'll have a good returning group. We'll get Sydney Carroll back, so that'll be great. We have a really big signee from the St. Louis area who's probably, for me, she was a D1 candidate, and we were able to get her, and she'll come in probably and start for us and play all 4 years and center back for us. So we got to replace Sydney Markowski, who's also a senior this year, and so she'll be a tough one to replace, but I think we have one coming in that'll be able to do that.
And what do most of your players do do they play indoor, for instance, this winter, or some of them?
No, we try to stay away from the indoor just because of the injuries and the things. We'll train. We'll have to take 2 weeks because of NCAA rules, but
right.
We'll start training and get back into it, and they lift. We get them bigger, faster, stronger, and I think that's what we're trying to do with our players constantly.
And then in the off season in the summer, they scatter all over and play for summer squads.
They do. They go back to their countries, their homes, and we don't have any control over them until we see them again for preseason. But they're sent away with fitness packages and things to make sure that they're working hard during the summer. And they know it's a culture in our program. The players are required to work, and they know that they have to be fit and strong coming into the season because it's a long season. It goes quick, but it's a grind. It really is.
And as far as the those assistants, they just touched on that a little bit. But the one name, I know they're all good quality, but Jamie Swanner, of course, that name always pops out at me. He used to play some pro soccer in St. Louis, didn't he?
Yeah, he's incredible. He does things with our goalkeepers that are just amazing. And Jamie I can't say enough good words about Jamie. He comes every day. He doesn't have to. He doesn't get paid very much and that type of thing, but he just loves it. And he has taken Zoe on to be one of those players. I think Zoe can play at the next level. I think she's really that good.
Is that right?
And Jamie talks about it all the time, and we're pushing her to do those things. And I have a feeling she'll stay here this summer and play in the for the Fire and Ice team and things like that. So we're excited about it. And Jamie does an incredible job. Our other assistant actually moved on to Quincy, like I said before, but Elliot Goodwin stepped in this year. A great trainer, great kid, and he's going to do great things in the coaching world as well. You've
got a volunteer too?
Yeah, so Danny here and there, with the reserves and things. So,
okay.
Does a little bit, with the varsity, but not a ton.
Right. Okay. Well, Tim, appreciate your time, and congratulations again on another remarkable season, really, to the NCAA tournament again for a third consecutive season. So thanks for coming on, and have another good year come 2019.
Thank you very much for having me. Appreciate it. Have a great evening.
All right, you too. Tim Strange from the McKendree Bearcats, the women's soccer team. Thanks to Tim, and also to Jim Warnicki from the Highland Football Club. Who else? James Bainey. Yep, on Scores and stuff. We'll see you Saturday morning between 9 and 10 on Talking Sports. Real Sports Talk on Max 96.7 Wcso.
Talkin' Sports on Max 96.7 was powered by Hoffman Supermarket, the only choice for quality meats and friendly service. Talkin' Sports was brought to you by Munkin Dodge Chrysler Jeep Nissan in Centralia. Kaskaskia College, the future's yours at Kaskaskia College. Imming Insurance Agency in Carlisle. Farmers State Bank of Hoffman, Central City and Hoyleton. McKendree University in Lebanon. Ideal Home Solutions in Trenton. Farmers State Bank Insurance Department in Hoffman. Sieber Brothers in Carlisle. 12 Oaks Vineyard in rural Carlisle. And by Becker Jewelers with locations in Breeze and Highland and always online at beckerjewelers.com. Thank you for joining us for this WCXO sports presentation of Talkin' Sports on Max 96.7. This